Another day, another speed paint, and this is, well, this one's another commission from a dear friend from my D&D campaign party. So it's gonna be a bit outside my wheelhouse, but I think I still put my best foot forward and did some great work here. So, thanks to Nat, I give you my first ever Warhammer 40k piece. Yeah, with how detailed of a world that is, this was not an easy piece to produce. Now, let's start with some background details on the piece and the character within. This is Nat's rogue trader character, Varelia von Valancious. Wow, she loves her alliteration. Whom she's developed a bit of a backstory for. She was part of what was essentially a mob family of traders with a significant following and far reach, who recently inherited the business after spending much of her life traveling and doing lesser work for the family. During that time, she became a considerably powerful psyker, but useful and peaceful enough for the Empire to not kill her over it. She does some church services for the Empire on occasion, and a bit of charity work, as well as actively fighting alongside the Space Marines on occasion when Empire targets and business practices align. Being an unaugmented human, she's quite fragile, but her psyker abilities and precision with her sniper rifle makes her a considerably dangerous foe regardless. Combining her business acumen, wit, position as an ally to the Empire, and her considerable combat skill, she's also taken to starting up a mass propaganda about herself for the sake of her family business and the public recognition of psychers. As such, the image I'm making for this commission is actually a photo op prepared for that propaganda. She would be hard-pressed to take on a Chaos Marine solo, let alone come out unscathed. But the image paints a striking picture of her capabilities, and the usefulness of Psyker kind to the Empire. In reality, this Chaos Marine was struck down by a normal Marine now standing off camera, glaring at her for taking credit for the kill, while standing over the gaping hole left in the heretic's armor by his chainsaw. Speaking of propaganda, did you know subscribing to my channel can lead to a 5-point increase in IQ? How about liking and commenting on the video for an extra point each? You say it doesn't work that way? Well, joke's on you. My channel runs on Space Orc faith logic. Now, how about my production notes? You see, this piece took me around 24 hours total to complete, with all but 1 hour of that recorded. Some of that was just organizing layers for the color process. It's a bit time-consuming, but you don't see anything on camera, so I didn't bother recording that. Thankfully, I had good references to work with from both Nat's own game and screenshots of the characters she made within, and of course the magnificent designs of the Chaos Marines that have been produced over the years. I did my best to stick close to the design she gave me, though there were a few places where I reduced the details a bit for the sake of her budget and, frankly, my hand. The embroidery on that cape would have added another 3 painstaking hours to the process alone. By the end of it, my hand would have been useless for 2 days. As I'm typing this the day after finishing it, my right hand is still feeling a little stiff and achy. Particular difficulties with this piece came from the complex layering of the armor and all the equipment on her belt, not to mention the staff with its detailed and intricate headpiece, and of course the decorative gold portions of the Chaos Marine's armor. I kinda like the process of lighting and shading gold. It has a unique method to it compared to other metals that really pops. But when there's this much gold instead of it being occasional accents, it becomes a little obnoxious. It still did it, but wow. I should have looked for a Chaos Marine design with less gold. I think over half the lighting and shading process for this piece was just the gold. Regardless, I did learn a few new metal and gold lighting techniques while doing this one, and I usually do learn a few things in the process of larger commissions. It's one of the biggest reasons I'm eager to take them on. The learning experience is always valuable, and my work noticeably improves moving forward thanks to it. Posing the Chaos Marine didn't take long, but it posed some interesting complications with the lighting afterwards, considering the sunset lighting Nat and I agreed on. I hadn't considered the lighting angle until after completing the base colors, but it just felt like it made the most sense for the composition, and would be the most interesting approach. Lighting Varelia with this angle was easy, but the Marine proved difficult, especially with the unique ways metal reflects, gold especially. But despite complications, many of which I admittedly created for myself, the final piece is not only satisfactory, but Natalie absolutely loves it. So I must have done something right here, huh? So, I present to you all Varelia von Valancious, Psyker and rogue trading empire inheritor employed by the Imperium. She may be a fragile human, but she is far from helpless. Wields a sharp wit that can set the most powerful of foes on the back foot in an instant. If you bring trouble to her corner of the Empire, expect to be in her sights swiftly, and an unmarked grave soon after. Well, that's enough for me for now. Next time, another personal speed paint. Still debating what it's gonna be, though. Either more Sonic stuff, or potentially something very personal that could lead to a rather huge update to the channel. Well, this is the Envoy of Kairos, signing out. Thanks for watching, guys.